Hello, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Had a good week. I'm just going to take on a bit of a drive. Today's going to be little snippets of me driving in between lessons. Because at the moment, since Steph has passed, I've got no sort of current pupils that have shown any interest in doing any videos. But that may change, hopefully. So in the meantime, I'm going to put out the odd video of me driving, and hopefully you'll pick up some observational things as we drive along. So I won't be giving a full commentary, just picking out little bits and pieces as we go. And hopefully those of you that are having lessons with me, it will reinforce what I say to you in the car. So we're just off down to near Paycock Road. So before I start, I've just got to do a little bit of shopping down at the Mayflower shopping centre. So be about 15 minutes depending on traffic. So while I'm just driving down there, I don't know if any of you saw the video. There's another instructor. He's really big on YouTube, bigger than me because none of you are subscribing at the moment. Little hint, comment down below and subscribe, be much appreciated. It's a click of a button. But basically he's been going around the country looking at all different test centres, and a few weeks ago he visited Basildon and he wasn't impressed with it. He basically said nobody passes there. It's the hardest test centre that he's been to. Difficulty level was really hard, and I sort of disagree with it. I sort of see where he's coming from up to a point, because it's one of those things that if you're learning in the areas that I teach in, you'll get used to that area, and if you drive somewhere else you might find it a little bit strange. If you're learning in Brentwood or Birmingham, wherever the case may be, you get used to that area. So you've always got that little thing where you're unfamiliar. But I think with Basildon, like the guy said, it's roundabout on roundabout on roundabout, and in between the roundabouts you've got a lot of faster flowing roads. So this road, for example, is a 50, and the guy said, Francis I think his name, he said as soon as you come out of the test centre you're onto a 50 limit. So it can be a bit challenging, but if you're used to it, it shouldn't really be a problem. Another thing which has been coming up quite a lot recently is by the DVSA, highlighting the top 10 reasons of failing a driving test, which, yeah, I agree with, but I think the emphasis should be, I think if you get the top 10 reasons, a lot of people are going to focus just on them top 10 reasons rather than preparing yourself fully on the whole aspect of driving. So there's more than 10 items or things that you've got to look at when learning to drive. So yeah, you need to know the top 10 reasons, but we don't just focus solely on that. We're looking at the whole picture. Anyway, back to driving. You see now we're just holding the car back a little bit on the car in front. I like to keep my car moving as much as I possibly can. I'm just mindful of the left lane there where vehicles could possibly sneak down on the left. And it all comes down to awareness and planning. And I do believe that most faults with driving, it's always going to come down, the root cause is going to be speed and space. If you go into a situation too quickly, you're going to run out of space, you're going to run out of skill, you're going to find problems. If you read and plan like this grey car on the left now, well, that's my priority. We're mindful that he may come out, and also the car behind. So just by easing off the gas a little bit, we're increasing our space. If we'd kept our foot on the gas and that driver comes out, your reaction time will be a lot less. And there's always that compromise where if we do slow down too much, it may encourage them to go. So it's just a slight lift of gas, maybe covering the brake until you pass the hazard. Here, I've got a car fairly close behind, so I'm braking my speed down. That's that little bit earlier, so we can brake a lot lighter. Then keeping a nice gap between me and the car in front. So I'm just going to make sure here that I can clear the junction before we go into it, which we now can. So we've just got that. So he's over the line before the lights change, so we're absolutely fine there. So here we're just holding back a little bit on this car in front. You've always got to go on the basis that if the car in front was to stall or break down, you want enough room that you can manoeuvre around it quite easily. If you got hit from behind, we don't want to get shunted onto the car in front. So just be mindful of that. So we always want space around our car. I was watching another guy. I like using the term staggered formation. You've probably heard me say it quite a lot on other videos, where we always want space in front, and if there's multiple lanes, we want space down the side of the car as well. So we always try to be staggered formation as much as possible. And another guy, he uses a similar sort of phrase. He likes pocket of space, which I quite like. So it means basically the same thing. You want space where you can put your car if you need to. So we've just got a little bit of traffic coming up towards Pips Hill, which is one of the big sort of roundabouts in the Basildon area, particularly at this time of day. So for those of you that are driving in Basildon area, drop me a comment below and tell me what you think about this area. If you've taken a test, let me know about your experience of that particular test centre. My personal view is I really like it. I've worked up this area since 2008. Prior to that I was working more sort of Dagenham, Romford, Hornchurch area, but as I've gradually moved down the line, my work has become sort of more busier around this area. So I've been here since 2008, and with the test centre, never had a problem. I'm not saying we're 100% on passes. Nobody can get that. Nobody can guarantee that. And if they say they can, they're giving us a bit of BS. So I'm just holding back here, absolutely clear. So I'm going to go across the junction to clear that. But, you know, I've always found the examiners to be very fair. With Basildon, like I said earlier, it is a lot of faster flowing roundabouts and dual carriageways. So they do like a bit of progress. They want to see the confidence that you can get your speed up to whatever the speed limit is, providing it's safe to do so. Like we said previously, speed limits are not targets. It's the maximum you can do on that road, but it does depend down to circumstances, traffic, weather conditions, road conditions. But I think like any test centre, as long as you can demonstrate that you're confident in your ability, and you can give the examiners, the most important word is safe. They want a safe drive. Then you're going to get the result that you want. There's always that little bit of nagging doubt that, you know, you could go out for your test and things might not go your way because something could happen which sometimes is beyond your control. It's something which happened to Steffi a few weeks ago on her test, where a driver cut her up on a roundabout, but she dealt with it correctly, so she got the result she wanted. So I'm just going to concentrate on this for a minute, looking for my pocket of space on the right. There's a white Mercedes going to pass the front of my car now, and we're ready to move straight away. And it's one of those things, it's decide and go. If you decide and pause, by the time you've paused, somebody else is coming round. So you've got to have the confidence to get the car rolling quickly and safely. So this is the road where, although we're coming in a different direction, we're going towards Basildon Test Centre. But you will see in a few minutes where we've got a roundabout on a roundabout on a roundabout. But this road, generally, we're just going straight ahead because the only road leading off is an industrial area. And they call it the festival level, where you've got some restaurants and pubs and clubs. So on a test, for example, you wouldn't generally go into that area. You'll see on later videos, which follow on from this one, where we go through multiple roundabouts at a time. I'm just keeping my car positioned slightly to the right, still within my lane because of the potholes on the left. I'm not sure what areas you drive in, but Basildon is, I'd say that's probably the worst part of the area, really, is the road surface. Although, to be fair, they are gradually making a bit of progress and repairing the roads. So here on this first roundabout we're coming to now, we are going to follow the road ahead. So that'll be a left lane approach. I'm glancing to my right, there's one car coming round now, so I'm holding back, looking for the space. Silver car goes past, and we're ready to roll it out straight away. So there, I just reduced my speed down a little bit more than normal, just to find a pocket of space. And you see that I built the speed up quite quickly. It's a 50 limit. The road's fairly clear at the moment, but then we're just going to look ahead now and just start to hold the car back to hopefully let the traffic in front clear. I'm just holding the car back, and I'm looking across the roundabout, and there's a truck coming round, which has created a block for us to keep the car moving. So now we're going to go straight ahead again. And with this roundabout, it's a little bit more open, so I'm just bringing my speed down a little. I can see it's clear to my right now. So here I'm going to go gear 3. Because where we're going straight, we're not doing a great deal of steering, so we can keep it rolling really nicely. Where a lot of people go wrong, they change gears out of habit. They go for the same gear all the time. I'm just going to go past this kebab van. I prefer, when I'm teaching or driving myself, is to look and assess the situation first, then decide on the gear. Now here, I reduced my speed early, got to 40 on the full tilt just before, without touching the brakes, just by looking that little bit further ahead. That's another phrase I like to use quite a lot, a little bit. If we do things a little bit earlier, we gain a lot more time. So you ease off the gas that little bit earlier, you start to brake that little bit earlier. So the light's been green for quite some time, so be aware they may change. We're straight into a 40. So as you can see now, there's a lot of faster flowing, faster speed limits roads. So this will be the way back into the test centre, which you would have seen on previous videos. So this is Gardener's Lane, and the test centre is off of Paycock Road, which is to my right there. So I'm going to continue to straight down to the Mayflower Retail Park. I'm just be aware of this entrance on the left now, because it's hidden by bushes. Bring my speed down just a little, and then we're going left at the end of this road. So it's quite a closed roundabout, because all the bushes on the right, which are overhanging, restricting visibility, so speed comes down low. So I just held back there because there was a BMW on my right who couldn't seem to find his indicator. Bit of sarcasm there, excuse that. Anyway, we're going left into the Mayflower now. I'm just mindful of any vehicles coming from my left. And we're looking at the crossing ahead, looking to the left and to the right. So it's just looking ahead as far as you can. So here we go, we're in the Mayflower Retail Park. Very nice little Corvette there. So I'm just going to park up in the bay on the right here. I just want to have a chat to you about a little situation that happened last night with Steph, and I don't think she'll mind me telling you what happened. As you know, she passed literally 5 weeks ago tomorrow, so this is a little bit of a shout out to her in the way that she dealt with the situation, and also it's a massive shout out to Essex Police. So basically what happened, Steph was picking her mum up from Brentwood Station about sort of 9:30 last night, and she was driving down the A127 and she was leaving at the Dunton turn-off where we both live. So Steph was on the slip road turning right at the roundabout. She was in the right-hand lane doing exactly what she should be doing, excuse the stumble there. And basically there was a car being chased by the police, a stolen vehicle. So bear in mind, I said Steph is on a slip road leaving a dual carriageway to turn right on the roundabout, and the stolen car attempted to turn left into Steph's path to drive the wrong way down a dual carriageway. And basically the police officer who was chasing this car, one of the police officers, saw Steph approaching from the slip road and basically anticipated what the stolen car was going to do and rammed the stolen car out of the path of Steph. God forbid what would have happened had there been a collision. It would have been a nasty one. So hats off to the police, Essex Police, for their very quick thinking. I think it really saved what could have been a nasty situation. So we'll give them a big thumbs up. Anyway, guys, I'm off to do a bit of shopping now before I go to a lesson. Hope you enjoyed this video. So I've not been a lot about driving, just really chatting about things in general. But like before, just please comment any questions. If you do subscribe, be much appreciated. And we'll get a video out very soon. Take care. Cheers all.